recording.
Got it.
So, first, let me welcome everybody that took the time to tune in tonight. Of course, we have a couple of special guests in the audience tonight. Immediate past District Governor Naomi was good enough to show up and help monitor the meeting and make sure I don't say anything that's not correct or within the Rotary world. And then we have our current District Governor, Sandy, has tuned in with us.
Aloha. And thank you, Randy. I happen to be at the Rotary Club of Ala Moana's board meeting. I'm being in two places at once, but I think you also need to commend your PE from the Ala Moana Club. She came to my DG visit and is also in the other room joining you here in your meeting. But I just wanted to say, I know, right? What a team you've got. So aloha, everyone. It's great to be here with you. So say aloha and welcome to all of the new PEs. Thanks, Randy. You're gonna have a great group.
Well, thanks, Andy. And of course, we have District Governor nominee Mark Merriam on also. So we got the DG line all present and accounted for, and it looks like we've got about 30 participants so far out of 53. That's not too bad. But as I mentioned at the start, Naomi is recording this, so you can pass on to your peers. You know, they can pick up the meeting. Just go to District 5000 website, and Naomi will have the link up there to the video recording. So if there's something you want to come back on, or if there are folks that aren't on that would benefit from the recording, please point them in that direction. You know, this is obviously the first of our president-elect meetings that we will have throughout the year that will ultimately result in what my goal is for all of you to have, all the PEs anyway, to have to be prepared on 1 July, to be able to hit the ground running with the tools to be an excellent president for your club, and not for you on 1 July trying to figure out all those things a president has got to do. I can tell you that's what happened to me whenever I was president, and some of the Hana Ho presidents may have experienced the same thing. You end up, it's 1 July, and you really, I didn't have a clue. I can't speak for everybody else, but I really didn't have well, I had a little bit of clue, but not much. So I spent the first 6 months learning what I was supposed to be doing. And by then, you know, it's January, February, and you're on that downhill slide where everything is come together, and you're doing really well at that point. And that was kind of my year. But I can tell you, and I really say it sincerely, I've been a Rotarian for 32 years now. And by far the best year, the most fun I had was as president. So I can't really stress enough. There's a whole lot of information that you're gonna get, but you know, if you have fun with your presidency, everything else will fall into line. You know, you're all smart people. You'll pick up on everything that we've got to do and all those requirements here, there, and every place else. But the whole point of the training that we're doing this year, that Naomi started last year, was just to get you prepared for that. So when 1 July rolls around, you know, you'll have other stresses whenever you're standing up in front of your clubs and stuff, but it won't be on all the things that you've got to do and how to get them done. So that's really the overall goal for the PE meetings and the training. Benson, our district trainer, will go into more detail on training and some of the webinars and stuff that we got set up. And I really tip my hat to this guy. I mean, he has done such a fantastic job with training and all the webinars and everything that he's got set up. So if you have a weakness in any area, there's a webinar or there's some training coming up that he can point you in the right direction and walk you through the training. Vincent, I didn't ask really, but I don't know if you can pull up the agenda and kind of share it with everybody. So as I kind of go through it, folks, you got kind of know where I'm at on this president-elect agenda. You know, the first thing.
Randy, I'm gonna dig it up and bring it up in a second.
Okay.
I gotta weed it out of your email here, but go ahead.
Okay,
Good.
I'll continue to ramble. You know, first thing I wanted to check to see is if, you know, I tried to do an informal poll earlier and it seemed that 6 to 7 worked best for most all of the PEs. But feel free to send me a note if this is really a bad time and there's a better time. You know, and we can toss it out there. We can adjust accordingly. But for my previous poll, you know, I got 6 to 7 was the best. There were some that preferred an earlier time in the day, and some preferred a little bit later. So we came up with 6 to 7 as our meeting time. You know, Benson will get the agenda up, but September, you know, there we go. Awesome. Thanks, Benson. September 8th is our next PE meeting. This meeting, we're just going to go in an overview of the agenda and maybe answer any questions that you might have towards the end. And if we don't get to your questions or whatever, please feel free to shoot me a note and ask me, and I'd be more than happy to address those one-on-one. But a lot of this training culminates with PETS, President-elect Training Seminar that comes up in February. So what we'll be doing, and you're going to be hearing from the PETS Educational Committee, which Vincent is on that education committee also. But in preparation for PETS and for your year, they have pre-work that we'll do throughout the year. I don't think it's going to be that onerous, but it is going to set you up for knowledge that will definitely help during your year. The you know, and let me touch real quickly on PETS. Well, I'll tell you what, I take that back. I'll get back to that because I have an area that specifically addresses PETS. But some of the things that you're going to be seeing from the PETS Education Committee, you should be seeing within the next month a PETS Connect newsletter that's also going to provide you information about PETS and things that you need to do and that pre-work and stuff that Vince and I will be covering. You know, along those lines, you know, it's I assume all the PEs have a login to Rotary.org because you'll very much need that for the Learning Center. If you don't have, it's real easy to sign up for it. You go to Rotary.org and you can sign up for it with no problem at all. But you'll definitely need it for the Learning Center because the pre-work and some of the work that Benson will ask you to do will point you in that direction. To the Learning Center. So if you're all signed up and everything, or you have a login, you can get right directly into the Learning Center. September fall seminars. That's more focused. Fall seminars are more focused on the presidents than the president-elects. And they've got a number of things that they need to do going into their year. And I'm sure Vincent is going over that and Sandy with the current presidents. Then October, we have a regular PE meeting. November, kind of the same thing, another PE meeting at the same time. And I think in November is when you'll be able to initially sign up for Southwest Pets. The current structure on Southwest Pets and registration, and push your clubs pay for that. It's currently we're looking at, but it's not been finalized and approved by the committee yet. But it looks like about $699 is going to be the registration price. That includes your lodging and your meals. So everything is kind of rolled into that $699 figure. The exception for us, because we're coming in from Hawaii into LA, and by the way, the Pets is at the LAX Marriott. Real convenient to the airport and everything. And the big reason why we changed from Far West Pets to Southwest Pets is we can save everyone a day by flying into LA versus trying to get in and out of San Jose. In San Jose, we always had to spend Sunday night there because by the time the training was finished at noon on Sunday, there were no flights. So all your predecessors that attended Far West Pets, we always had to spend an extra day there. So we avoid that expense, and more importantly, we save all the PEs a day. And then in January, the $699 fee will jump up to $749, and then in February it jumps to $769. So once they do send out the registration, you do want to get signed up early. January, just a regular PE meeting. February is pre-pets. And in the past, pre-pets has been in person. But pre-pets gets to be relatively expensive for the clubs and the district to do that in person, because we're bringing everybody in from the neighbor islands to either the Big Island or Oahu or Maui or wherever they're going to do pre-pets at. So we made a decision to do pre-pets virtual this year in order to, I think we can get actually even more accomplished via Zoom for pre-pets than we could in person, and we reach more people. The attendance for pre-pets is normally pretty good, but it doesn't reach everybody. So we're going to do it virtual this year. So we're going to save the clubs in the district some much needed money there. March is a very important Vitamin Club workshop. That kind of starts our spring district training. That normally we do those in person also, but we're going to do that one virtual also. But Vincent will have a whole lot more on the Vibrant Club workshop. On 26th of March, we get back from Pets. We're going to start the transition training. Those things that you need to know as you're transitioning to be president. So we're going to do 2 of those, one in March and one in June, I believe. No, yeah, in June. Let's see. As I mentioned, spring training assembly. We're going to do that virtual also. Again, I think education-wise, we can teach a whole lot more via Zoom. And I should throw out a caveat. I'm not a huge fan of Zoom, so and doing everything virtually. But there are some things that we learned over the last 2 years that does work very, very well. And when we're doing things from an educational standpoint, a training standpoint, doing it virtually is really a way to go. Even though, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of doing things Zoom. I'd much rather be with all of you in person. But what we can, we'll do things, and we will do a number of things in person. May is the other PE training where, we'll kind of encapsulate the transition training to make sure everybody's on track for what we talked about back in March. And big event in May is the district conference. One of the things that we'll talk about in the train up is getting your goals entered into Rotary Club Central. Very important that we do that, and very important that we do it before your year starts and you become so busy with everything else that then it becomes a huge burden to try and load those goals in while you're in the middle of your year and you're trying to make things happen. If you can get it done ahead of time, before, it'll just remove a lot of stress from you. And then in June, we have our RI convention this year, or next year. It will be in Houston. I know you're just now starting out. Well, some of you are Hanaho, so and I've seen Liz on the that's on, and she's been to the RI conventions before. They really are a hoot. You really get a picture of big Rotary and the impact Rotary has around the world by attending one of those conventions. Mark is heading up the promotion and stuff of it this year. So if you're interested at all in going to the convention, please do. June, a little more PE training, all in preparation to get you ready for your year. Then when we get into June and July and we get to planning, you'll be planning your installations. If you want me to conduct the ceremony for your installation, the earlier you let me know, the better, because as the DG line can attest to, those calendars fill up extremely fast. I'm more than happy to do any of the installations, but it kind of comes out as first come, first serve kind of thing. So if you want me there to do it, all you gotta do is just let me know, and we'll lock you into the calendar. Okay, now we're, I want to take a kind of a half a step back and talk about pets at the LAX Marriott. I already know of a couple that are going to be challenged to attend pets, but they're Hanaho presidents. So with being a Hanaho president, there's a little bit of flexibility in who or in attending pets. But let me say this first: for pets, it is mandatory for all presidents, and RI doesn't make any exceptions for a president to not attend pets. There are options that we can that I can work with you on if you can't make the 25th through the 27th of in LA for Southwest Pets. You got to let me know when you're available to attend to pets, and we'll find a pets someplace. And I'm tossing that out now because it's just important for you to be able to take a look at your calendar. And if you got a life event on the 25th through 27th of February, and you're not going to be able to make it, you just let me know, and then we'll work out an alternative pets for you to go to, because you don't have to go to Southwest Pets. It can be Far West Pets. It can be Northwest Pets. It can be any of the pets, you know, throughout the nation. So we're not locked into that date, but we are locked into all presidents must attend pets. And for the Hanaho presidents and for everybody's information, the way Rotary looks at pets and the requirement, if you don't attend pets, then the current president carries over into the following year. And I know that maybe, you know, some may go, I just ain't gonna do it. The ramifications that RI places on us, that if a club doesn't have a president, a qualified president, you're subject to lose your charter. And that's the last thing, you know, that we want to happen to any club in District 5000 is to lose their charter because they failed to attend pets. So again, just let me know early on, and we can work around that. Okay, moving on. Pre-work, like I mentioned, starts in September. You'll start getting information from Vincent on the things that we got to do in order to prepare you to attend pets, and more importantly, to prepare you for your year. Pets Connect, I mentioned that. You'll get an electronic newsletter from Southwest Pets, probably starting next month, just to kind of give you a prelim of what's happening and what to expect. You know, one of the great things about, one of the very good things about moving to Southwest Pets, they have so much more capacity than they had at Far West Pets. At Far West Pets, everything was a shared room. You didn't have a choice. That, you know, they would have a small handful that kind of went into a lottery if you wanted a private room. The $6.99, which by the way is $50 less than what we paid at Far West Pets, is for a single room. And the great part about that is even the events and stuff are all open to your spouses, whereas at Far West Pets, you can never bring your spouse, significant other to Far West Pets because they didn't allow it because they didn't have the capacity to allow them into the hotel and into the conference. So it's great that spouses are more than welcome, and there's a spouses program for any of you that want to bring your spouse, your partner, your whatever. They have they're doing a program just for them, and they won't be charged they'll be charged a different fee that just really covers their meals and some of the other things that they're doing there. So please feel free to bring your pet, your spouse. I need theme pin orders from most of you. I got a couple in, and that's just to let me know how many theme pins that you would like. We'll order those, and those will be available at Pets for you to be able to pick up. But I just need the gross number so I can provide a number for District 5000. And I'm sure most of you are probably aware that of the reputation that Hawaii and District 5000 has had for hospitality night at Far West Pets. That reputation has carried itself over to Southwest Pets, and they've heard about Hawaii's hospitality night, and they're hoping, not expecting, that we carry over that same tradition, and it's my intent to carry over that same tradition to put on a hospitality night, both Friday night and Saturday night. That's going to be entertaining and fun for all. But with that, you know, we have the little small giveaways and stuff like that we do. You know, each club will have to pony up $100 for the hospitality room cost. District shirts. I'm in the process of talking with Robert on designing a shirt for our year. I'm wide open to suggestions, or if anybody has I do not have a creative eye, or I don't have any creativeness in me whatsoever. So if there are folks out there that are creative and have some great ideas on what our district church should look like, get that to me, as soon as possible, and we'll work with Robert on our shirt. My goal is that we will have all of our shirts made and ready for distribution at Pets. So normally we distribute those at Pre-Pets, but Pre-Pets is virtual this year. So now I got to get the shirts out to, or I got to get the shirts to you as soon as you order them. But first we got to come up with the design that we would like to have. Something obviously uniquely Hawaiian, works out best. I'm doing okay. Last thing I wanted to talk about kind of briefly are the PE and AG socials. Because we're not doing the spring district training assemblies in person, we're not doing the pre-pets in person, and we're not doing a lot of things in person. I decided what I wanted to do was a PE AG social in each one of the AG areas. It's doesn't necessarily have to be just an AG and the presidents. It can be a mix and match, whichever is most convenient for you. So I've thrown out some dates there just to give everybody an idea of when I'm tentatively planning these PE AG socials. And these are very designed to be, or my intent is for them to be very informal and just for us to get together and for AGs to continue to build their teams, and for me to build the district team, and for me to be able to get out and meet and greet all the great PEs that we have out there. I'll ask the AGs to take the lead in coordinating these informal get-togethers, and we'd like to have it in just an informal setting. It could be at somebody's house, it could be in a conference room, a banquet room, a restaurant, whatever the AGs come up with. I'll fall in and be there for the events. And again, my goal is just to have an informal setting where we can get to know each other before we head off to Pets. The idea of how we'll do these PE AG socials is that we'll have I'll kind of open it up and then turn it over to the AGs to talk about what some of their challenges are and what their plans are for the coming year. Have the PEs do the same thing, what's happening in their clubs, challenges, and in their way forward. And then we'll just close it out, and then the next hour or two, whatever, will just be a social fellowship, just to get to know each other on an informal basis. So I know I talked really, really fast in trying to get through the agenda for the year. So now I'd like to turn it over to Vincent to talk about education for just a little bit, and then, time permitting, answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, Randy, thanks a lot. Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday, so it must be another night of Rotary. So no problem. So I'm the district trainer, as Randy said, but as all of you guys know, if there's a good, capable guy out there, there's always a much smarter, more dedicated, much sharper woman behind that person, and that's Naomi. And so she'll be my kind of a cohort for this year that'll helping me to work through this training. So I wanted to, or all the trainings this year. So I wanted to just share screen for a few minutes and flip through a couple of slides, and then after that, I'll ask Naomi if she has any other stuff that she wants to share with us. So hang on just a second. Here we go. Okay, so this is the beginning of almost 10 months of us kind of being together, working through this. And so this is if if what everybody in Rotary says is correct, that club president is the best job out there, then you're launching into the best job that there is in Rotary. So we're going to cover a lot of stuff in the next 10 months, but it's it's not going to be fire hose learning where we're gushing that down. There's a lot of stuff, but it's manageable, and the more that you learn and the more that you become familiar with what Rotary is, what they do, what they stand for, the easier it'll be to sort of assimilate what you're going to be doing this year. So first and foremost, like Randy said, number one thing is you got to have a My Rotary account, and if you don't have that, you won't be able to function. None of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 months is going to matter if you don't have that. So if you don't have one, go to Rotary.org, and you'll see that you can register for a My Rotary account. It's pretty easy if you've registered for anything online. And then it'll just basically ask you for your name and your email. And then that'll give you access to a whole bunch of stuff. One of the things that you'll see when you open up your My Rotary account is this little box down there that says online tools. Now, these online tools have really important things in it, like this Rotary Club Central. So when Randy was talking about locking all your goals in, that's your ticket right there. That brand center is going to talk, when we go through this whole public image, we're going to be clicking into there. The Learning Center, I'm going to have a slide up about the Learning Center in a little bit, but that's where basically all of your online training for the next 3 months is going to be in the Learning Center. So like I said, you got to have a My Rotary. Now, if you're having trouble getting it set up, shoot me an email. We'll set up a time. We can walk you through it. Or Naomi, who's the online expert here, will help you to walk through that. Start looking at our district website. If you've never been on our district website, you should be on it. So it's RotaryD5000.org. Now, outside of just having a lot of great information about upcoming events, we've got this little thing here called the training library. Me and Naomi kind of joke about that because I had a guy in my club, Jimmy Souza, he's an old Portuguese guy, and he always called it the library. So in that, if you click on that, man, there's just tons of videos that we've already recorded. There's topics chronologically. You can have little different segments about membership, public service, whatever, and we'll actually walk you through it live in one of our sessions. The training that Rotary does and that we're going to do is really kind of at 3 levels. And the first level is Rotary International. That's us as this gigantic worldwide organization. And, pretty much the stuff that we're going to be going over the next 3 months, membership, public image, and foundation, that's kind of the basis of Rotary International. So you're learning the same stuff everybody in the world, the 1.2 million other Rotarians in the world are learning. So that's Rotary International. Now the District 5000 stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about our district more as we get through the training. We're 53 clubs spread over all of the islands, 1,500 Rotarians out there, and you'll get a chance to meet and work with them as you're doing your training to be club president. So that's the district level. But Rotary really happens as it boils down in your club. And that's basically why you're here, is to learn how to run Rotary at a club level. And so we'll start with the Rotary International stuff. We're at the district level right now talking about things. But after you come back from PETS and that 3-month transition period, April, May, June, that's all about the club level. How do I run a meeting? How do I manage my board? What about my fundraising? What about my calendar? What about my budget? All of that stuff is, we'll start to drill down on all of that. So by the time you ring the bell July 1 or anytime after July 1, 2022, that you'll be ready and prepared to take on anything that's there. Now, you're not going to be alone. We'll be there to help you. We've got every club, we're trying to set them up with a club trainer that could help. Your immediate past president or your current president right now, we're going to incorporate them into this training and transition period as well. Let's see. Trying to make my slide advance. Let's see if it'll do it now. Okay, so here's the focus of our online training. Like I was just saying, the next 3 months. September, we're going to talk about membership. October, we're going to talk about public image. And then October, we're going to talk about public image. And then November, we're going to talk about foundation. Now, I'll be sending you out basically the assignments on every one of these segments, and then you're going to find them in the Learning Center right now. Okay, so when you click on the Learning Center, this is what's going to come up. Other than that, we have the district training calendar. It's out there for public view. Now, you know, our next meeting is September 8th, but you can join anything that's on this calendar. You don't have to be, you know, like we might do Rotary Days of Service that says community service chairs, but anybody that wants to attend any meeting, you're welcome to do that. And then next meeting, like we said, is September 8th. If you want to email me or want to call me, we're good to go on that. So Naomi, you want to add anything to that before we get going?
Sure. Hey, that was pretty cool how you had the closed caption on the bottom.
Yeah,
Checking it out.
Yeah, did you see it was trying to follow me? So I was gonna like start
Yeah.
pigeon to see if it'll actually work. So yeah, thanks.
Oh, pretty cool. Hey, so everybody, the sessions that we're gonna have on those Mondays is Wednesday in September because of Labor Day, right? We want to go over the stuff that you've read about, all of your homework, because there is homework assignments. And so if you can keep a journal and put down your questions. So anything that comes up and you want more detail, you want to know why they're doing that, write down your questions so that when we have these study sessions with you on those Mondays, you can ask those questions. But you know, we've got a lot of resources for you to ask people. And when we have the training and the board training, we want to help your board. So at the training assembly that comes up in the spring, we want all of your board members to come and be trained. And so that'll help you with your board come July 1st. But the fall seminars, okay, where we cover membership and foundation. There is one on grant management that is really, really important for PRONEX. This is required for PEs to attend. And to be qualified for grants next year, you need to attend that session with another person, so 2 people per club. And if you're not able to, you have a representative to take your place, but please mark your calendar for the grant management. It's really important that you do attend that. So 2 people from your club. Wanted to put a little more detail on the pets because pets starts on Friday about 9 o'clock. And that's why Randy is saying that we might need to fly out on Thursday night to get there in order to be there first thing in the morning. Unless you guys are really good at red eyes. But it starts about 9 o'clock on Friday and then it ends about 1 o'clock on Sunday. So, you know, when you look at your flight, that's what you can take a look at. Try fly in Thursday afternoon or evening and then fly out on Sunday afternoon. But there's a lot more information that Randy will give you when that comes up, but we wanted to make sure that you've got the dates. And when you go to the district website, on the right-hand side in the margin, there's a President and Officer Resource page. Click on that. There's another link for President-elect, and that's where you can find this calendar, the training schedule, and a lot of other information. Okay? I hope we're all good.
Okay, sounds good. I got just a couple more one more thing to say, and then I want to open it up for some questions because there's people that want to ask questions. All right, so it's important that you join these training sessions. We're going to try to make it so that it's more interactive. Typically, our training sessions work like this. We take about a third of the time, talk about that content, try to get into a breakout group, because part of what needs to happen over the next few months is to get to know the people that are presidents of other clubs, especially the ones that are close by you, that are, you know, in your surrounding area, because these are going to be basically your classmates, and you're going to kind of go through with these guys probably as long as you're going to be in Rotary. You'll get to know them and be really close with them as you go along. So you know, look at it not just training time, but also socialization time and time to get to know your other cohorts that are part of your group. And then we'll also have time to really have discussions about some of the material that we're going to cover. Some of it's pretty easy, but some of it could be complicated as well. And then I'm going to start weaving in, because I see my buddy Lila Berg is on the call today too. Something in every training that talks about serving with Aloha as well. So that's it for the training group. Randy, I'll turn it back over to you, and if you want to see if there's any questions. Lila, I know you had a question, so if you guys have questions, go ahead and unmute, and we'll try to get them answered.
Thank you, Benson. Randy, may I start the questions?
Sure, please.
Thank you for gathering us. You know, I'm sorry I signed on a few minutes late and you were right into the agenda. I think I might have missed your opening statement about your vision for working with us and the mission you have for providing us, you know, guidance for our leadership. And relative to that, you know, Sandy has been very deliberate this year about taking the Rotary International theme of serve to change lives and integrating who we are in Hawaii, serve with Aloha. I don't know how it works at the district level, but we're really intending at the club level to take it, continue it, you know, so that we're not just starting new. Is that too much a question for you?
No, not at all. You know, and it's a great lead in to what Naomi started early on last year before, in that we want to do things that are sustainable. And this district training that we're doing, we're far ahead of the rest of the zone as far as our district training goes, and pushing the information down to the clubs. And you know, as you weren't there, but you know, my goal is to be able to prepare every one of you for 1 July. So you don't have a stress factor. You know what's got to be done, and you've already done the bulk of the work. So you roll in to 1 July focused on having fun, community service, you know, whatever the theme comes out for our year at International Assembly, which is in February, I think. Yeah. That theme comes out at International Assembly. So we'll get that theme, and we have a wonderful Rotary International president-elect, Jennifer Jones. She's been to Hawaii. Many of you have met her. She is just a fabulous person. Loves Hawaii, loves the Aloha spirit. So we're going to have a great year. I've already asked if she'll be our keynote speaker at our district conference, but that's a long ways off. But I have asked Jennifer if she would be so good as to be our keynote speaker. And I tried to entice her with the idea that the international convention that year is going to be in Melbourne. So the district conference will precede the start of the international convention. So, and she's from Canada, so halfway to Melbourne is Hawaii. So come spend a day or two with us and then fly on to Melbourne if it works out. So that's kind of a tentative plan. And got my fingers crossed. And yeah, talking about tentative plans, also for at PETS, each one of the districts has a district. Well, we'll have a theme there, and our theme will be together. We can't, but we each have a keynote speaker for our session. And I've asked Nainoa Thompson to be our keynote speaker, which will be a Sunday brunch. So because what I wanted to do as my part of the PETS was to have all the presidents leaving on a positive up note. And Nainoa Thompson obviously is all about sustainability, which is, the new area of focus, environment and sustainability, new area of focus for Rotary. So it's a great way to encapsulate or to cap the conference in LA when we finish out. Thanks, Layla. I was just quickly running through the chat, and I know there was a question about airfare, and the clubs do pay for their own airfare for the president to attend. It's not part of the conference fee, registration fee.
Okay, Liz Kane, I see you got a question and you're unmuted, so which means you're going to start talking. Go for it.
That's right. My question is probably really dumb because I'm sure you've sent it to me 15 times and I've just missed it. Do we have a list of the groupings of presidents and the AGs for each area for next year? I don't remember seeing it, but that doesn't mean you didn't send it 15 times. But could you please send it again?
I'd be glad to. That's too easy. And I've been working on the list, and I check it on a daily basis. We have 53 clubs, and right now, as of this afternoon, we have 42 PEs, which again, we're far ahead of the rest of the zone as far as having PEs. But we still got, we got 8 left. So yeah, we're at 45. So we still have 8 clubs that haven't identified presidents, but we're in pretty good shape. But I'd be glad to send out that list and to everybody so you can kind of see.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really interested to see who my cohort is. I don't know, for instance, whether Honolulu is in the same grouping as Honolulu Sunset this coming year. We have been some years and haven't been some years. So Lila and I may be presidents at the same time. Waikiki used to be in our group, but it isn't always in the same group. So is Ala Moana. Adrian, we've known one another forever. So just please send.
I'll be glad to.
I really want to know my cohort.
Yep.
Everybody ought to know too. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'll be quiet now.
Any other questions? We got 9 minutes left, but we don't have to stick around just to be sticking around.
Okay.
But with that, I would say, would like to say, I really appreciate everybody taking the time to tune in tonight. And as I mentioned early on, this is recorded, so if you came in late or you just want to review it or pass it on to your friends once I send the list out in the morning of the PE and the AGs, feel free to pass it on to your peers. So with that, well, aloha and much appreciated. Oh,
Well,
Hey,
Naomi's got-
Naomi's got some stuff.
Sorry,
Obi-Wan Naomi. Go for it.
we were talking about the district conference, yes. So, wanted to add for district conference, normally the president-elects are elected, are introduced on stage on Sunday. So try and register for district conference at Aulani. President-elects get introduced. Next year, so Randy, do you want to announce where the district conference is going to be next year in 2023?
Well, I'm more than happy to, but I thought there was some unwritten rule that I couldn't officially say where it was going to be until after the upcoming district conference. But being your IPDG and you know everything Rotary, it's going to be in Hilo. We're going to
Yes.
pull things back, and we're going to have it in Hilo. First time ever for a district conference in Hilo. We've already started to meet and put some initial ideas together and stuff. Again, I want to make it a very fun conference. I want to culminate the year on all your accomplishments, but have a very fun district conference in 23 at the Naniloa Hotel in Hilo. And we won't be on the west side. I should caveat that they've had district conferences, but they've always been on the west side at the Hilton Hawaiian or one of the big resorts over there. But this one's going to be on the east side in Hilo at the Naniloa Hotel.
Yep. So district conference in Hilo, okay, in 2023, and then the Rotary International Convention, as Randy said, is in Melbourne. But this coming year, the 2022 Rotary International Convention is going to be in Houston. And there was some chatter in the chat box, Mark Merriam, about Houston. So do you want to give us a little bit about what's going on in Houston?
I think Mark's muted.
Mark, hi, aloha. Mark just stepped away.
Okay.
But yes, he
Okay.
did write something in the chat, Naomi. He did, I think, leave his information. Let me know if you want to be. He's working on the Hawaii hotel block and just making sure that, we are going as a team, a hui, and that's always nice to be organized as a district. So I know he's been working on that. And so please do be sure to contact him, because that will be great to start. The more organized we are, the sooner, the better.
Thank you.
Yep.
With the convention in Houston, as you know, kind of a side note, there obviously will be a lot of things to do there, but it'll probably be one of the more affordable conventions, other than the one that we'll have here in Honolulu in 27. But you're all going to be working at that one, so you're not going to be able to enjoy it like the one in Houston. So Houston will be affordable.
Awesome.
All right. If no one has anything else, we'll sign off and hope you all have a great evening. But if you have anything that you didn't ask tonight that you want to know about, feel free to shoot me an email anytime. It's absolutely not a burden or a problem at all. And I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So, aloha. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, folks, thanks a lot for coming.
Aloha.
This is gonna be really fun.
Thank you.
Great group.
Bye-bye. Thank you.